'Tis the season to be podcasting. Stay inside with a warm beverage and a hot microphone. If you're interested, Spotify can help you out. They've got a platform that lets you make one, distribute it, and earn money all in one place for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or computer. So you've already got the equipment necessary to start recording today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify, Apple, Google, and everywhere else podcasts are heard. Video podcasts are also available on Spotify. And when you want to take conversations with your fans to the next level, Q&A and polls are an excellent way to get them talking. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. Best of all, it's completely free. I switched Dorky, Geeky, Nerdy over to Spotify for Podcasters, and I haven't regretted it. The analytics are fantastic, and the new tools for hosting and updating the feed are way more than I could do self-hosting. Now, it's your turn. Head to podcasters.spotify.com and read all about it. Then, let me know what you're podcasting all about. All those kids should be back in school this week, but what should we have them read? Hey there, I'm Brian Rollins, and this is the Dorky, Geeky, Nerdy Trivia Podcast. Every week we give you 3 rounds of 10 geeky trivia questions on a given topic. This week we're helping teachers and parents out with some children's literature trivia. We have rules and score sheets over at our website, dorkygeekynerdy.com. You'll also find links to subscribe and send feedback. But with no further preamble, let us begin. The Dorky Round. Number 1. Mathematician Charles Lutwidge Dodgson is better known by which pseudonym, used to write 2 books about a curious girl named Alice? Lewis Carroll. Number 2. Which lead character is best known as a person who taught himself to talk to the animals? Dr. Dolittle. Number 3. Which child detective's rarely used first name is Leroy? Encyclopedia Brown. Number 4. Which detective series focuses on brothers Frank and Joe? The Hardy Boys. Number 5. Who is Curious George's human companion? The Man in the Yellow Hat. Number 6. Which series pioneered turning books into games and using the second-person perspective when writing? Choose Your Own Adventure. Number 7. Which author wrote about a boy named Charlie visiting chocolate factories and riding in glass elevators to space? Roald Dahl. Number 8. Which Belgian book series became a long-running cartoon about blue people who were only 3 apples tall? The Smurfs. Number 9. Which series by J.K. Rowling is about a very special boy who lived under the stairs with his only living relatives until he learned he was a wizard, like his parents? Harry Potter. Number 10. Which series does Daniel Handler write under the pseudonym Lemony Snicket? A Series of Unfortunate Events. The Geeky Round. Number 1. Humorist Dave Barry co-wrote prequels to which classic novel? Peter Pan. Number 2. Which book introduced readers to Tweedledee and Tweedledum? Through the Looking Glass. Number 3. What is the name of the father of the Hardy Boys? Fenton Hardy. Number 4. What fictional character is based on a black bear from Canada? A. Milne's Winnie the Pooh. Number 5. Which series is credited to the pseudonym Carolyn Keene? Nancy Drew. Number 6. Which early reader series was created by Roger Hargreaves in 1971? Mr. Men, Little Miss. Number 7. Which comic creators are well known for creating many of DC's recent all-ages titles, including Tiny Titans, Superman Family Adventures, and more? Art Baltazar and Franco. Number 8. Which current Detective Mouse series was created by Elizabeth Dahme? Geronimo Stilton. Number 9. Which attire-based superhero got his first epic movie in 2017? Captain Underpants. Number 10. What Maurice Sendak work was adapted as an animated special in 1973, an opera in 1980, and a feature film in 2009? Where the Wild Things Are. We're going to take a break for our book of the week. This week, it's a podcast, but also a book. Several books, in fact. My co-host, Blaine Dowler, narrates the Bedtime in the Public Domain podcast. He's currently narrating 7 Little Australians by Ethel Turner. Past books include Around the World in 80 Days, A Christmas Carol, and several of the Oz books by L. Frank Baum. You can find the podcast at bureau42.com, and I'll include links in the show notes to the various books. If you're a fan of classic children's literature, you'll have a great time. And say hi to Blaine when you drop by. And now, back to the show. The Nerdy Round. Number 1. Which Australian novel spawned the sequel, The Family at Misrule? Seven Little Australians. Number 2. Which Oz novel may have the earliest example of a transgender character in children's literature? The Marvelous Land of Oz. Number 3. Leslie McFarlane's best-known work was published under which pseudonym? Franklin W. Dixon. McFarlane wrote 17 of the first 25 Hardy Boys novels created by Edward Stratemeyer. Number 4. Which family's name is often misspelled with an extra N as a result of the Mandela effect? The Berenstain Bears. Number 5. The Hardy Boys Case Files series began with the death of which character? Iola Morton, Chet's sister and Joe's girlfriend. Number 6. What early reader series created by William S. Gray and Zerna Sharp has entries intended for students in grades 1 through 9? Fun with Dick and Jane. Number 7. Which red-headed characters' middle names are Delicatessa, Windowshade, Mackerelmint, Ephraim's daughter? Pippi Longstocking. Number 8. Which book is credited with having the first appearance of the name Wendy in print? Peter Pan. Number 9. In which Canadian classic do Penny, Pamela, Peter, Patsy, and Paul discover a mushroom world in their treehouse whose inhabitants have a language based on a single word? The Secret World of Og. Number 10. The Wonderful Wizard of Oz was published in what year? (1900). And that's it for this week. I hope this was a nice stroll through some of your childhood favorites. I have vivid memories of reading Where the Wild Things Are over and over as my first solo book, and then reading it again with my kids. Books are truly magical things. We'll be back next week with another 30 questions. Here's your hint. What animated series celebrates its 50th anniversary on September 13th, 2019? It's another personal childhood favorite of mine. Please take a few moments to rate Dorky, Geeky, Nerdy on Stitcher, iTunes, or wherever you catch us. We appreciate the support. I'm your host, Brian Rollins. Thank you for listening.